I'm here with Simon of Baest to talk about the tour and the upcoming new record. I don't know how much you can tell us about the new album that drops out, but
I can tell you pretty much a lot.
Pretty much a lot? Okay.
Yeah, because it's out there, it's coming out.
Okay. So there's no embargo on the information you're going to provide us. You can share a little bit about that.
Well, maybe I'll hold something back, but you know, most of it is actually like information-wise and promotion-wise, everything is out.
So before we talk about the tour and before we talk about the album, I don't know if you know this, but I think it was 2 years ago, we had a little bit of a contest about who has the greatest porn stash in metal, and you won.
I did.
Yes,
wow.
You won. You beat the bass player of Sanguisugabog.
Wow.
He was number 2.
All right.
It was a tight race.
That's a tight one.
But you finished top spot. How does that feel?
It feels good. I'm getting used to being called the Tom Selleck of metal right now. So like that's I can take that on me. Yeah.
Is that a compliment, the Tom Selleck of metal?
Absolutely. Tom Selleck.
He was the man.
He was the man.
At one point in time, he was the man, but now you're the man.
I'm the man now.
No, you're the man.
Someone have to take over some kind of throne sometimes.
I know. It's time
just for like the monarchy,
you know. Exactly.
Yeah.
One king goes down, another one comes up.
Exactly.
So this tour, I've been watching you guys on social media. It seems like you guys are having too much of a good time.
Yeah, if you can have such too much of a good time, you know, when we're here and when we're doing this, we have to have a good time, you know, like it's our first time here, you know. We are very excited, and I think that's like
it's coming across.
It's coming across, yeah.
And how much of that excitement then translates to when you guys hit the stage? Because like you said, it's your first time here. So when you go, you have expectations before you go to a city in terms of what you're going to get from the crowds?
We've heard a lot about the North American crowd, the Americans, the Canadian crowds, and like we've heard all positive things, you know. But also like when you, as a fan, I knew when I was a fan, I was expecting like high fucking tempo as a show, you know. And Baest is about like energy, it's about a great show, it's about having fun on stage. So that's what this is about. We're gonna show these guys, we're gonna show the Americans that we are having fun.
The Danes know how to have some fun.
Exactly. And like at least these Danes are like, it's about having fun. For us, it's about having fun. You know, from the start, we started to do death metal, and like we've tried that thing with like looking gloomy, like it's just not us.
The bass really low.
Yeah, exactly, and like and like
very serious,
very serious faces, and like completely glooming like face expression. You know, it's not us. We're too happy. You know.
That's not your vibe.
No, man. It's about having fun.
By the way, do you know what's happening in Denmark with the metal scene there? Because there's so many great bands. I was at Inferno. I saw the guys from Thus there. By the way, they said to say hi to you guys.
Thank you.
You know, there's just so many great bands. I mean, I'm wearing a shirt of another great band from Denmark. So there's
my old band.
Your old band, yeah. So there's a lot of great bands in Denmark right now popping with this heavier sound.
Yeah.
Is there a resurgence of Danish metal?
There has always been good bands from Denmark. We have, you know, like we've had tons of good bands, but I think like the eyes have turned on our direction lately, and I also think we have a lot of like very good bands that also like has a lot of ambitions as well. I'm not saying that the bands before us didn't have any ambitions or anything. Like we've had Hate Sphere, we've had Ill Disposed. We still have, like, if you can call it metal. I want to call it metal, sure, because like Michael from Volbeat, is a huge metal guy. He does a.
He also has As in Hell.
As in Hell, as a death metal band, which is freaking sick. Yeah. It's awesome. So and like. Merciful Fate came out of us, like King Diamond is also Danish. Denmark has always been there.
Yeah.
But you know, I think there is a slight competition, a big competition from our neighbors, which are taking a lot of like spotlight, the Norwegian scene, the Norwegian black metal scene,
the
Swedish death metal scene, and like, so what puts Denmark in the position? A bit in the shadow, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Everybody is discussing that, but right now, we have a lot of ambitions. We want to get out there. We want to go to America. We want to go on tour. We want to play Europe. We want to play the big festivals. We want to get in contact with the big labels, stuff like that. We have big ambitions, and if you have big ambitions, it's going to pay out.
Yeah.
Plus, the scene right now, like we have a huge festival scene.
Yeah, I was just going to mention that there's a lot of festivals in Denmark.
Yeah.
And everybody knows about Copenhagen, obviously.
Exactly.
But there's a lot of smaller festivals in Denmark really doing great things.
Exactly. And a lot of like, there's a lot of community around it. And a lot of these people also, like, they know, it's mostly been created by people who has been on the scene for a long time. Take, for example, Aalborg Metal Festival, one of the oldest metal festivals in Denmark. Mirza from Nemec, old band from Denmark as well, which recently also started. He has like he knows the scene. He's been there. He's been on tour with Metallica back in the days. So like these people know how to do this and create a platform for like other bands to also like get in contact with people outside of Denmark as well. And I also think we can thank Copenhagen for creating like like heightening the platform,
raising the bar, if you will.
Raising the bar.
Yeah, Copenhagen for sure is definitely one of the highlights of the festival scene.
Absolutely.
Not just in Denmark, but in Europe. I mean,
Europe,
I think it's one of the best festivals in Europe for sure. So you guys definitely have a lot of stuff going on there. One thing that I noticed when I was in Denmark this year is that you guys have a love affair for bikes. So are we ever going to see a Baest bike on the merch stand so that people can ride a Baest around town?
Well, that's definitely a new thing.
You guys do love bikes, though.
Yeah, we do. A lot of bikes. Right now, I'm not biking that much because, like, the place I'm from is very hilly. But we could do a bike. We could do bikes.
I'm sure it would sell.
Yeah,
based on what I saw.
A Baest flexi bike.
Yeah. Maybe one that you can fold.
Yeah, sure.
You know, maybe
we can bring it on tour. We could bring it to America.
Yes,
Here.
Yeah. You would
then to use the bike.
It probably would sell. Probably would sell very well.
Let the car stay at home.
Yeah.
It's also like
it's better for the environment.
It's good for the environment. Yeah.
It's good for the environment. You get some cardio done all at the same time.
Exactly.
So it's a win-win, if you ask me.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. I think Denmark and Netherlands are like this bike.
Yeah,
country.
I made a comment.
Very flat, you know?
I made a comment on social media that I said I didn't realize that the Danish are the Chinese of Europe based on their love affair for bikes. And then somebody corrected me and said that the guys from Netherlands have even a bigger love affair for bikes. So
exactly. I've stayed I did an education in Netherlands, and like they build parking houses just for bikes, you know, like maybe 3 or 4 floors just of bikes, you know.
That's crazy.
So like, yeah, but like the Netherlands are the same size as Denmark, but it's like 3 times more people there. It's like 17 million people. We're 6.5 million in Denmark. In the Netherlands, it's 17 million. So that, like, obviously a lot of bikes.
Yeah,
and I think like at least 2, maybe 3 bikes a person.
Yeah, it's like the same situation in Finland with people on metal bands.
Oh yeah.
There's like the amount of metal bands per capita is insane.
Yeah.
Since we're talking about
inflation,
there's some crazy numbers. There's definitely some crazy numbers there. So you guys are releasing a new record this summer.
Yes, we are.
What can you tell us about the record? Like, what can fans expect from this new album from you guys?
Well, it's a much more rock oriented. It's still death metal, so like it pulls inspiration from the old 70s and 80s rock bands such as Thin Lizzy, Rat, Dokken, Ozzy Osbourne, Deep Purple, Iron Maiden. That classical guitar-driven, hard rock heavy metal scene that which puts the good riffs, the good rock riffs, like catchy rock riffs first, and then you pour some death metal drums on it, and definitely also some harsh vocals on it, and then boom, you got Colossal, our new record, which is coming out August 15th through Century Media.
Do you expect it to be a colossal hit?
I don't expect anything like a hit. Like, we've created these songs because we have a great love for the 80s and for rock music, and it felt very like natural for us to try and experience that. The guys, Lasse and Sven, had like, they put out riffs.
There's a fire.
Yeah,
see, the album is hot. The album is hot.
Maybe it's the album coming out.
Yeah.
They had so many riffs in their banks and like on the ideas, since they were like, some of the riffs they created like back in the days when they were kids, like 14 years old, taking them in and trying to like put them into something. So it's much more like in the heart of Baest.
More organic,
exactly.
More organic record.
And you know, like when we started as a death metal band, there was definitely some inspiration, like very direct inspiration, like the Swedish metal scene. And then I think we wanted to, like, we got more, how do you say it? Aware of our sound and trying to do our own thing. We did Necrosapiens as well, which is a completely another direction from the two first albums. Mm-hmm. And right now it feels so like taking that whole turn right now, rock-wise, it just feels natural. So, like, of course we wanted to do something, and we wanted to make people have an opinion and listen to it, but it's also for us a very natural turn of events. Now we want to try this sound out because we like it. We like 80s riffs, and we also like death metal. Why not
combine the both?
Combine the both, yeah.
All right.
And like right now, there's a huge wave with death metal taking a lot of inspiration from hardcore. I think those bands are fucking cool. But but I also know these people, like, they know where they come from. They like hardcore so much. They like the breakdowns, all that stuff. I think that's fucking cool to take what you like and incorporate it into your own music.
Yeah, create your own flavor, if you will.
Flavor, yeah, exactly. So we like 80s rock music, riffing,
mustaches.
Stuff like that. Mustaches, that whole larger than life thing.
Vibe, yeah.
Exactly. Want to cooperate it into our music and try to make it our own. So I hope people will embrace it.
So with the album coming out in August, this tour is going to wrap up way before the album comes out.
Yeah.
Does that kind of open the door for you guys to have a triumphant return to North America at some later stages where you can play more of the new album?
Absolutely, absolutely. We love to come back to North America and to present these songs. We've already presented a couple of songs. We did Colossals on this late, which already came out a year ago or something like that. We played recently our new single, Misfortunate Son, which is that, you know, a taste of what is like the 80s rock guitar riffing stuff that we want to celebrate on the album. So like, we definitely want to come back. There's a huge interest. There has been a huge interest for Baest in the States and North America. So like, we'll definitely come back and present the whole album as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, on that note, Simon, thank you very much for your time, man. It's a pleasure to sit down and talk to you versus using Zoom.
Yeah.
This is way better. It's warmer
way
outside.
Better.
It's nicer.
It's awesome. It's Toronto. It's spring right
Life
now.
is good.
Life is good.
Life is good. You know what I mean? So,
exactly.
and maybe next time we'll have a bike race.
Hell yeah.
You know, something like that.
I'll bring the bikes.
All right.
Sure.
I'll bring myself.
Sure.
You know, and we'll do something. Best of luck with the rest of the tour.
Thank you so much.
And definitely going to be checking out the album, and we'll talk after.
Yeah.
Or before, whatever. We'll figure something out.
Exactly.
All right. See you guys.
See you.